the planned all along. I think I had thought about it, but never really could conceive how I'd carve out time to do something like that. Knew nothing about the process. But I'm also a believer that God puts people in our life at the time we need them most. And they have a very subtle way of speaking to you to get you to do things that will have a very impactful impact, on your life. And so for me, it was in 2017, was changing jobs. And I'll never forget, the president of the company said, look, you need to meet this guy named Jack Daly. I think he's going to talk you out of doing what you want to do. I wanted to quit my sales job to pursue a leadership role. So I reached out to this guy, Jack Daly. And if you guys don't know him, also a very impactful guy, retired Army captain, done 100 marathons, all 7 continents. I mean, the guy's just truly life achiever. So I reached out to him and he agreed to meet me for dinner. And we're sitting down talking over dinner. And he said, Shay, let's cut to the chase. Why are we here tonight? And he's one of those guys that just speaks direct to your heart, right? There's no BS, just straight to it. I said, honestly, Jack, my president was hoping you would taught me out of doing what I've already done. I quit my sales job to pursue a leadership role. He said, Shay, I have no doubt you made the right decision. The question I got for you is, when are you writing your dang book? And I looked at him, I said, Jack, man, I'm super busy. I've got 5 kids. I travel for work. I compete in Ironman. And I said, I'm one of those, if I can't commit 100%, I don't want to do something.
Right.
I don't want to just half do it. He said, Shay, that's complete crap. I've written 3 bestsellers. I travel 300, days a year. He said, here's what's going to happen. When I leave this dinner, I'm going to introduce you to this guy, Adam Whitty of Advantage Books. Here's how much it's going to cost you. 8 months, you're going to have a bestseller, and you're going to call me to thank me for writing your book. So I called my wife on the way home from dinner. Now I'm one of those, when these kind of things happen, I take action. Like I really feel like somebody's just really tugging at my heart to do something. And I said, hey, love, had a great dinner. And I said, but I'm going to write my book. She said, what are you talking about? I said, I'm going to write my book. At dinner, Jack told me I need to write it. He outlined it. Here's how much it's going to cost. And she goes, I know I can't talk you out of doing it. You've already made your mind up. Can we afford to do it? I said, babe, we can't afford not to. Then she goes, I'm behind you 100%. The next day, that call happened. I signed the deal. Sure enough, 8 months later, the book is done. And it's been a game changer. And one of the things I realized, John, and I know you know this, we all have a story. We're all battling something mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. And it's not to compare what we're going through with what somebody else is going through, but we all can relate in some way, right?
Sure.
Mine happened to be a lot of physical, but there was a lot of emotional stuff you couldn't see, and I never talked about to anyone.
Right.
But I felt like when you sat down to write the book, you could kind of pour your heart into it. And so for me, it was a very, very cathartic exercise. I mean, I remember literally just crying, writing the pages.
Oh, I'm sure.
You're reliving stuff you never talked about. Yeah, I'm interviewing my parents. Say, hey, look, here's my recollection of something, and they fill in some of the gaps, and you're just like, wow, because you realize there's a lot that your brain kind of pushes out because it's a survival mechanism, right?
Of course, yeah.
But when they would mention, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. But it's just things you just buried so far down, you didn't ever want to touch it. You were happy just leaving it down there.
Sure. Yeah.
But then you realize when you start digging down and uncovering these wounds, how impactful it can be for others and helping them get through it. And so that's what I've taken joy out of, is other people reaching out saying, hey, thank you. I was battling cancer. I was going through a divorce. I lost a loved one, you name it. I found strength in your journey, and here's how I've applied it to mine.